Okay, let's get started on part 3. We will look into the purpose of AgileSHIFT. So primarily, if we look back at the very purpose, essential of AgileSHIFT. So it prepares people for transformational change. So it creates a culture of the enterprise agility. So this transformation is at an organization-wide. So by how does it bring this transformation, or how does it create a culture of enterprise agility? It's by focusing particularly on the individuals who work within the organizations. So this framework encourages everyone to look at the work they do, and it empowers them to be more agile in the way they work. So this may involve delivery of their day-to-day work, or it may simply mean making small and incremental improvements. So which combines to create some part of the greater transformation the organization requires. So as AgileSHIFT, as we've been, okay, let's get back to the slide. So as we've been talking about it, so the transformation is at an organization-wide. So transformation happens in many different forms, from small-scale local processes or tools or methods. The changes could happen here to the entire organization. So transformation that can kind of reshape the ways in which the organization interacts with and serves its customers. So AgileSHIFT is a transformation at an organization-wide. So to bring the transformation at an organization-wide, it becomes essential for all of us to understand the complexity of the organizational relationships. So we know for sure we cannot alter one part of an organization without affecting or impacting the others. So the interconnecting nature of an organization becomes a key point here. So many transformation programs are top-down, or it can be just led by a vision, an organization vision. But not all changes in an organization is best tackled like this. So as we have seen, organizations are, by their nature, they are complex entities. There are people, processes, tools, suppliers, vendors, customers, users, and the environments that kind of make up an organization, and are all uniquely configured before one even considers the interconnecting relationship between all these elements. So this is what we can see in the picture. So there's this interconnection, which is complex in itself. So organizations therefore need to approach work in ways that enable everyone to be both run the organization as well as change the organization. So we've been talking about this aspect called the RTO and the CTO. So to do this, everyone in the organization must be empowered and enabled to suggest improvements, and if in line with strategic aims, help affect that improvement itself. So for many of the organization, this is a major shift in their thinking and definitely the ways of working as well. Because of this, the empowerment and education required is in itself a holistic transformation for some organizations. So fundamentally, AgileSHIFT prepares any organization so that it becomes open to change. It offers a flexible and agile ways of working that can be immediately adopted in its own sphere of influence. So essentially, AgileSHIFT talks about the aspect of co-creation of value. So if you look at what is this co-creation of value, so it's a process by which an organization and all of its stakeholders work collaboratively to create value for all parties by improving or developing services and products. So stakeholders include the CTO, that is change the organization people. It includes RTO, run the organization people, external suppliers, vendors, users, and customers. So value is always related to the context in which it is being assessed, and therefore it is, to a large extent, inherently subjective. AgileSHIFT basically supports the view that the purpose of an organization is to serve and satisfy its customers, and of course all other stakeholders involved. in the co-creation of value. So the purpose of any chain or enterprise-wide transformation is to optimize that value. So value is the benefits delivered in proportion to the resources we expend in achieving them. So we know for sure organizations and customer create value. So how do we create value? It's like by providing the services to the customers. So in this context, it's very essential to understand the path, the value path, what we talk about. So it is very useful to consider the path to value as a simple way of expressing those inherent steps towards the realization of benefits and the creation of value itself. So although it is never a simple thing, single relationship path from outputs to value creation. So it is useful to understand the sequence of relationship as we can understand or see in this picture. So it starts with an output, there are outcomes, benefits, and values. So what are these? So outputs are deliverables of a planned activity. It could be a tangible output. Outcomes are the operational states resulting from using those outputs. Benefits are some kind of a measurable improvements which results from the outcomes. And when done, value is the benefits in proportion to the resources what we put in. So the value part becomes very critical. It is about outputs, the outcomes we achieve with those outputs. With those outcomes, are they benefiting? The outcomes are they in line with the goals? Are they aligned with the strategic goals of the organization? And in so, is the value being co-created? So let's take a classic example of the value path in terms of the outputs, outcomes, benefits, and value. Let's say an organization notices that the internet sales are falling. They do an analysis of the customer journey against the industry benchmarks, and that reveals that the checkout process involves too many steps, which is leading to some kind of an abandoned carts and related incomplete sales. So with this new solution in place, an organization notices that fewer carts are abandoned and more transactions are completed. So primarily to fix this problem, the organization contracts a vendor to supply a new shopping cart or a new shopping cart solution. So the implemented improved shopping cart solution is the output of the work. So if you have any questions, please email to info@oneworldtraining.com.